Good morning and thank you for joining me. As we look toward 2025, it's clear we are not just entering another business cycle. We are at an inflection point. The private sector is navigating a landscape of profound and unrelenting turbulence, from the rapid acceleration of artificial intelligence to fundamental shifts in our climate and geopolitical tectonics. This isn't just about managing change anymore. It's about leading through it, about finding clarity amidst the complexity. These are not merely operational headwinds or tactical adjustments that are required. They are truly existential challenges that question the very core of how our organizations are built, how they operate, and how they will remain relevant in a world that is being reshaped before our very eyes. The core question for every leader today is this: how do we build an organization that is not just resilient but perpetually ready to adapt, ready to innovate, and ready to seize opportunity from disruption? The old playbooks, the siloed systems, the lagging indicators, they are no longer sufficient. We are being called upon to respond with a new level of speed, a deeper capacity for adaptability, and a more profound data-driven insight into every facet of our enterprise. This requires more than just new technology. It requires a new nervous system for the organization. It is in this context that I want to talk about a fundamental shift in how we lead. We need a platform that connects our strategy to our execution, our people to our purpose, and our data to our decisions in real time. This is why we developed the eCxO Executive Workbench. It is uniquely engineered for this era of ambiguity. It is designed to provide leaders with the integrated intelligence and the operational agility necessary to not just survive the challenges of 2025, but to thrive by transforming them into a competitive advantage. It's about empowering every leader to see the entire picture and act with conviction. In my conversations with leaders across every industry, a common theme emerges: a deep sense of disruption fatigue. It's not one single wave of change we are facing, but a relentless, overlapping torrent. We have the artificial intelligence revolution fundamentally altering business models and value chains. We have the urgent imperatives of climate change demanding new levels of sustainability and resilience. We see geopolitical fragmentation rewriting the rules of global trade and supply chains. And at the same time, customer behaviors are shifting more rapidly than ever before. The challenge is that our strategic planning processes were designed for a more stable world. They are often static, annual exercises, completely mismatched for the dynamic reality we now inhabit. Organizations lack the integrated tools to continuously sense, interpret, and adjust their strategy in real time, leaving them perpetually on the back foot. This is precisely where we must reimagine our approach. We need to move from static plans to living strategies. The eCxO Executive Workbench is built for this new paradigm. It provides adaptive strategy execution dashboards that connect your highest level objectives directly to the operational metrics that drive them. We leverage sophisticated digital twin capabilities, allowing you to model the impact of strategic shifts before you commit, simulating how a change in one area will ripple across the entire enterprise. And with our executive intelligence models, we move beyond rear-view mirror reporting, providing predictive insights that help you anticipate market shifts and proactively shape your future. This is about building an organization that learns and adapts at the speed of the world around it. The second great challenge is centered on our most critical asset, our people. We face a paradox. On one hand, there is an intense global competition for skilled talent, creating a constant drain on our organizations. On the other, we struggle with a deep misalignment between the skills we have and the skills we need for the future. The rapid rise of artificial intelligence is not just a technological shift, it's a human capital transformation. We must move beyond traditional job descriptions and org charts to a more dynamic, skills-based approach to hiring, development, and internal mobility. The key question is no longer just who do we have, but what capabilities do we possess and where are the gaps we must urgently fill. This requires a level of insight into our workforce that most legacy HR systems simply cannot provide. To navigate this, we need to architect our human capital with the same rigor we apply to our technology stack. This is the purpose of eCxO's Human Capital Architecture Maps. These are not simple org charts. They are dynamic, multi-layered visualizations of your organization's skills, capabilities, roles, and career pathways. They allow you to see exactly where your strengths lie and where you are vulnerable. We couple this with our return on value dashboards, which help quantify the impact of talent initiatives on business outcomes. Is our investment in upskilling driving innovation? Is our new hiring strategy improving customer satisfaction? The Workbench provides the data to answer these questions, ensuring your people strategy is not just a cost center, but a core driver of value creation. For over a decade, we have been on a journey of digital transformation. We've invested heavily in technology, embracing the cloud, SaaS applications, and data analytics. Yet for many, the promised land of a seamless, intelligent enterprise remains elusive. Instead, we find ourselves grappling with a new set of problems, a sprawling, redundant, and costly portfolio of SaaS applications, each creating its own island of data. We have critical legacy systems that are too risky to replace but too rigid to integrate. And despite our best efforts, our data remains trapped in functional silos: finance, marketing, operations, human resources, preventing us from gaining a true end-to-end view of the business. This fragmentation is the silent killer of agility and insight. This is not a problem that can be solved by adding yet another tool to the stack. It requires a new layer of intelligence that sits above the fragmentation, creating coherence from the chaos. The eCxO Executive Workbench acts as this unifying fabric. Our application portfolio optimization modules give you a crystal-clear view of your entire tech landscape, identifying redundancies, optimizing spend, and rationalizing your investments. More importantly, we provide unified service catalog overlays. This allows you to define and manage your business services, like onboard a new customer or launch a new product, end-to-end, abstracting away the complexity of the underlying siloed applications. It's about imposing a business-centric logic on top of a fragmented technology reality, finally aligning your IT assets with your strategic goals. Every leader is under immense pressure to demonstrate a return on investment for every major initiative, from digital transformation to sustainability efforts. Yet, one of the most persistent frustrations I hear is the lack of a clear, consistent, and shared language for defining, tracking, and communicating value. What one department considers value, another may not. We launch ambitious projects with poorly defined success metrics, and when it comes time to measure the outcome, the narrative is often subjective and disconnected from financial reality. This ambiguity erodes trust, slows down decision-making, and makes it nearly impossible to confidently allocate capital to the initiatives that will truly move the needle. Without a common framework for value, we are honestly flying blind. We must bring the same discipline to value realization that we bring to financial accounting. It needs to be explicit, quantifiable, and transparent. The eCxO Executive Workbench introduces a robust methodology for this with its return on value scoring frameworks. This isn't just about ROI, it's a holistic approach that accounts for strategic alignment, risk reduction, customer satisfaction, and employee engagement, alongside financial impact. We provide benefits identification catalogs, a structured library of potential value drivers that helps teams articulate from the very beginning what success will look like and how it will be measured. This creates a direct, traceable line of sight from investment to outcome, enabling you to build business cases with confidence and report on progress with objective, data-driven clarity. The conversation around environmental, social, and governance, or ESG, has fundamentally shifted. It's no longer a peripheral corporate social responsibility activity. It's a core component of business strategy, risk management, and long-term value creation. Stakeholders, from investors and regulators to customers and employees, are demanding a new level of transparency and accountability. However, organizations are struggling to meet this demand. The data required for ESG reporting is often scattered across dozens of systems, from HR to supply chain to finance. The reporting standards themselves are evolving and fragmented, creating a complex and burdensome compliance challenge. This ad hoc approach is not only inefficient but also exposes the organization to significant reputational and financial risk. A credible ESG strategy requires that it be deeply embedded into the operating fabric of the organization. It can't be an afterthought or a separate reporting exercise. The eCxO Executive Workbench is designed to build this integration. We utilize ESG-aligned capability mapping, which allows you to link your ESG goals directly to the specific business capabilities, processes, and systems that impact them. For example, you can trace your carbon reduction targets all the way down to specific assets in your supply chain. We then surface this information in audit-traceable dashboards, providing a single source of truth for all stakeholders. This provides the C-suite and the board with the confidence that their ESG commitments are being executed with rigor, discipline, and verifiable data. In today's market, speed is, honestly, a defining competitive advantage. The ability to innovate, test, learn, and scale new ideas faster than the competition is paramount. Yet many large, established organizations find themselves trapped by their own success. Decades of building stable, predictable operations have resulted in bureaucratic bloat, siloed decision-making, and risk-averse cultures that stifle the very agility needed to survive. Innovation happens in isolated pockets, but it struggles to scale across the enterprise. The desire to be more entrepreneurial is there, but the underlying operating model, the very architecture of the company, fights against it at every turn. This internal friction is a massive, self-imposed tax on growth and innovation. To break free, we must fundamentally re-architect our organizations for agility and speed. This is the concept of composable business architecture, a core principle embedded within the eCxO Executive Workbench. Instead of monolithic structures, we help you break down your organization into modular, interchangeable business capabilities that can be rapidly reconfigured to meet new challenges or seize new opportunities. We provide innovation value stream maps, which allow you to visualize and optimize the entire journey from idea to market impact, identifying and eliminating the bottlenecks and handoffs that slow you down. This isn't about simply encouraging an innovation mindset, it's about building an operating system that enables and accelerates it by design. The role of the board of directors has never been more demanding. They're tasked with providing oversight on an ever-expanding range of complex topics, from cybersecurity and AI ethics to geopolitical risk and ESG performance. But honestly, the information they receive is often not fit for this purpose. They're just inundated with a flood of dense operational reports from different functions, each with its own metrics and vocabulary. It's a fragmented, rear-view mirror view that makes it incredibly difficult to connect the dots, identify emerging risks, and provide strategic guidance. This information overload leads to governance gaps, where the board lacks the holistic, forward-looking insight needed to fulfill its fiduciary duties effectively. Bridging this gap between management and the board is a critical governance imperative. The board doesn't need more data. It needs better synthesis and contextualized intelligence. The eCxO Executive Workbench is designed to serve this specific need with its boardroom-ready dashboards. These are not operational reports. They are curated, strategic views that aggregate and translate complex information into the language of risk, strategy, and value. We offer pre-configured board kit bundles, which provide a holistic view across key governance areas, like strategy execution, risk posture, digital transformation progress, and ESG commitments, all in a consistent and easily digestible format. This empowers the board to move from reviewing the past to shaping the future, fostering a more strategic and ultimately more effective partnership with the executive team. In our deeply interconnected and digitized world, the attack surface for every organization has expanded exponentially. Cybersecurity is no longer just an IT issue. It's actually a fundamental business risk that can bring operations to a halt, destroy brand reputation, and honestly result in catastrophic financial loss. The threats are becoming more sophisticated, persistent, and damaging every day. The challenge for leaders is that risk is often managed in silos. The cybersecurity team has its view, the operational risk team has another, and the finance team has yet another. There is no single integrated view that allows leaders to prioritize threats based on their potential impact to the most critical business capabilities and value streams. Too often we're defending everything, and in doing so, we're not defending anything well. A modern resilient strategy requires a shift from asset-based to business impact-based risk management. We must be able to answer the question, if this system goes down, what is the immediate impact on our ability to serve customers and generate revenue? The eCxO Executive Workbench provides the tools to do this. Our Rapid Risk Identification Toolkit allows you to map threats directly to the business capabilities they endanger. We then overlay this with business continuity layers, which visualize your recovery plans and dependencies in the context of your overall operating model. This creates a powerful, shared understanding of risk across the enterprise, enabling you to focus your limited security and resilience resources on protecting what truly matters most, ensuring the organization can withstand and rapidly recover from adversity. Every contemporary business leader champions the importance of customer centricity. We all know that meeting and exceeding evolving customer expectations is the key to sustainable growth. We invest in CRM systems, journey mapping workshops, and voice of the customer programs. Yet, for many, the ambition of customer centricity remains a slogan rather than an operational reality. The reason is a disconnect between our customer-facing promises and our internal operating model. Our internal processes, systems, and organizational structures are still often designed around internal functions and silos, not around the end-to-end journey of the customer. This creates friction, inconsistent experiences, and, honestly, a failure to deliver on the brand promise at critical moments of truth. True customer centricity must be architected into the very DNA of the organization. It requires a deliberate and structured realignment of the entire operating model to deliver value as the customer perceives it. The eCxO Executive Workbench provides the blueprint for this realignment. We use comprehensive value stream mapping to visualize every step of the customer journey, from initial awareness to post-purchase support, identifying all the internal capabilities, processes, and systems involved. This exposes the silos and friction points. We then enable the design of composable service layers, allowing you to reconfigure these internal capabilities into seamless, end-to-end services that directly mirror and support the customer's needs. It's about turning your organization inside out so that every part of your operation is coherently aligned to delivering a superior customer experience. We live in an era of perpetual transformation. Organizations are constantly launching ambitious, large-scale programs to modernize, digitize, and reinvent themselves. Billions are invested in these efforts, fueled by a genuine desire to adapt and win. Yet, study after study reveals a sobering reality. A vast majority of these transformations fail to deliver their intended value. They fall into the transformation trap, a cycle of big, bold announcements, significant upfront investment, but a lack of disciplined, sustained execution. The initial energy dissipates, focus gets lost in the complexity of day-to-day operations, and the link between the high-level strategic vision and the detailed implementation work breaks down. The result is change fatigue, wasted resources, and cynicism about the next big thing. Closing this gap between strategy and execution is the ultimate leadership challenge. It requires a new level of rigor, transparency, and accountability. The eCxO Executive Workbench is designed to be the execution engine for your transformation. We allow you to define and visualize your future state with detailed target operating model layers, creating a clear and shared vision of where you are going. This isn't just a slide deck, it's a dynamic, data-driven model of your future organization. We then provide maturity assessment dashboards that continuously track your progress against this target state. This allows you to measure what matters, identify areas that are falling behind, and make data-informed interventions to keep your transformation on track. It's about instilling a culture of execution discipline that turns ambitious vision into tangible, sustainable value. As we've explored these 10 critical challenges, a clear picture emerges. The private sector of 2025 is an environment defined by relentless change and profound complexity. In this world, leaders are no longer searching for another dashboard or a single-point solution. They are searching for something far more fundamental. They are searching for clarity in the midst of chaos, for accountability in their execution, and for the intelligent, data-driven action that separates market leaders from the rest. The old ways of leading, managing, and governing are simply no longer enough to meet the demands of this new era. This is the very reason the eCxO Executive Workbench exists. It is not just a tool, it is a new way of leading. It is a comprehensive platform designed to deliver on the core imperatives of the modern enterprise. It provides the strategic alignment to ensure everyone is pulling in the same direction. It delivers the discipline of value realization to justify investment and measure what matters. It builds true business agility into your operating model, creates transparent and effective governance, and embeds ESG into the core of your strategy. It connects all the disparate parts of your organization into a coherent, intelligent whole. Therefore, I ask you to think beyond your current tools. The future belongs to organizations that are not just digitally transformed but intelligently architected. The future belongs to leaders who can see the whole picture and act with speed and conviction. I encourage you to see the eCxO Executive Workbench for what it is, the essential executive operating system for your future. It is the platform that will empower you to navigate the turbulence of 2025 and build an enterprise that is ready for whatever comes next. Thank you.